Right now, King could be facing up to 5 years behind bars, and nobody should be shocked because the signs were flashing bright red long before this moment. Reckless driving.
What is up? What is up, YouTube? How y'all doing? I knew I wasn't ready. I thought I would be ready by the time the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 started. Check this out, man. IT loses it after King Harris sentenced for 5 years in prison. What? Is he sentenced? Nah, man. This might be clickbait. Is it clickbait, y'all? I'm gonna have to look that up, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. This was a request to do this, so I'm gonna give him a thumbs up and let's check it out.
My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison.
Damn.
If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison.
Stand by right here for me. 32, I'm 10 extend, 1 detain. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down.
Don't be in this bitch. Wait till I come back in the market late night, and then it's just you, and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act off, sir? All like this in front of all your peeps. Say your mama I said Happy Mother's Day, and then staring in my face and shit like what?
T.I.'s worst nightmare might be happening right before his eyes, and the crazy part is he called it years ago. Back in 2022, the rap legend warned his son King Harris that if he didn't slow down and straighten up, prison would be waiting for him. 2 years later, those words feel like prophecy.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
Damn.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. I'm gonna be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid. Just take the step to the side for me.
Right now, King could be facing up to 5 years behind bars, and nobody should be shocked because the signs were flashing bright red long before this moment. Reckless driving, wild arguments in public, flashing guns in music videos, it was all a trail leading right here. And now that he's a father himself, the timing couldn't be worse. Instead of bonding with his newborn son, he's looking at a courtroom that might take him away for half a decade. The story officially took a wild turn in October 2024, the day King crashed out for real. He was behind the wheel of his BMW, pulled out of a gas station, and almost slammed straight into a cop car.
My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son.
Damn.
Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison.
Yeah.
Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
Talk about bad luck and bad judgment at the same time. The police wasted no time. As soon as they stepped up to his car, they smelled weed and spotted a gun sitting right on his hip. At that point, they didn't even need to think twice. King was going in. When they ran his name, things got even worse.
But what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at.
Damn.
I'm alive, Shawty. Stop talking to me.
Wow, man. Why we do this?
Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you.
That's what happens to the younger generation. They think money. When we are growing up and we all been through this, you gotta go through it. We all think that money, the money is the power. The money is the way to get to power. Money, the power is within you. The power is what you do with the money. Oh, I got this money because everybody wants money. Everybody needs money. So since they focus on the needs of the people who has less money, they need money to eat, send your kids to school, clothe your family, keep the heat on, stuff like that. But you get it twisted, bruh. You get it twisted. That money is not the power. It's not until you get older until you realize it. It's what you do with the money is the power.
I'm not talking to you.
Stop talking to him, please.
Who the hell is he?
A person that works.
What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day.
See what I'm saying?
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
You coming all out your mouth so wrong. You talking about the man's mother. The man must work there or something. And you talking about the man's mama because you got this money. See, that money does not give you the power to say whatever the hell you want to say out of your mouth. It doesn't do that. And that's where you get in trouble.
Come back. Come back. What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
That open warrant from 2022 came back to haunt him, the one he thought he could dodge forever. Back then, he had been caught speeding, driving with a suspended license and hit with a DUI. Instead of showing up to court like he was supposed to, he skipped it. That decision sat in the background like a time bomb, and in 2024, it finally blew up in his face. The arrest footage that leaked online was almost 30 minutes long, and it spread everywhere. First Badge Chronicles, Vlad.
Treat mine like you treat yours.
Why y'all got so much time, bro? Why y'all always gotta have?
What is it about
It's not illegal to have.
Well, in the manner in which you portraying in the lifestyle, it don't look legitimate, sir.
Because I'm not supporting no whole. I'm not.
I ain't doing. I'm not. What kind of parents don't support their kids and they'll goddamn slide, and popping it? And then got over there. So the grand pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand. I've been seeing him around too there a lot. You gonna raise your own hand? I've been seeing him around too like that. Well, when you got it ain't I know that. When y'all got around those people, they call it's not the possession of and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony. Yeah. Thank you.
Watching it felt surreal. You see the cops pull him out of the car, unclip the gun from his hip, cuff him, pat him down, and load him into the patrol car. What stood out, though, was King's reaction. He wasn't screaming or fighting. He looked irritated, sure, but calm, like he knew he was caught and there was no way out of this one. An officer even said later that King was respectful the whole time, which only fueled the internet's obsession.
A lot of people hit me up like, King, I know you tired. You ain't getting no sleep. And the truth be told, before this look, I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house.
Because let's be real, when you're the son of a hip-hop legend, every mistake becomes a headline. One day you're flexing on Instagram, the next you're in DeKalb County Jail with the whole world watching. For T.I., that moment must have cut deep. Because back in 2022, when King was first spiraling, he went live on Instagram and spoke on it. He wasn't just talking as a father, he was talking as a man who's lived through it himself. T.I. said straight up, time is going to be his teacher. And now here we are, with time handing King the hardest lesson yet, a possible 5-year stretch.
Man, get out.
I ain't no
Get
Tupac
out!
actor.
Get out!
I thought that was a looking like Tupac. And
What are you talking about? You never seen Juice?
Yeah, I did. I thought that was a looking like Tupac.
What about when they say Tupac Shakur on the screen?
I ain't see that.
Come on, bro. What are you talking
I
about?
don't watch the credits.
How could you embarrass me like this?
Once the clips of King's arrest started circulating, fans dug up that old video of T.I.
Dude, you told your son to get out, and it sounded to me, unless that's part of their show or whatever, it sounded like to me you really meant for him to get out. I think it's the parents' fault when you say something to your kid and they don't do it, and you don't make them do it. You got to let them know who's the boss. So now you're teaching him, if you're not my boss, mom and dad, nobody's my boss. I don't have a boss. You got to teach these kids at a very, very young age, when I say something, that means do it, because I'm the boss. Why? Because I said so. That's why. Because I said so. You got to go back to that. That's what the problem is, man. I know that's what the problem is.
Warning him, and the internet went crazy. Some folks said Tip spoke it into existence, like he cursed his son by predicting it. Others felt bad for him because imagine knowing your kid's downfall was coming and being powerless to stop it. Either way, everyone had to admit T.I. saw this coming from a mile away. But the thing is, King's warning signs had been building for years. Remember the Waffle House incident in 2022? That was the moment a lot of people looked at him sideways like, yeah, he's headed down a dark road.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of woo-saw yourself outside of the public opinion. Then I think, because I tell you what, I have the greatest, most extensive family photo album. I can document and I could go back to when King was Eris's age. I can go back to when Major was my granddaughter's age.
The video showed King in a screaming match with staff, acting way bigger than the situation required. Instead of looking tough, he looked entitled and hot-headed. Even T.I. couldn't defend that one. He went live afterward and admitted he was confused, saying he didn't even understand why his son stopped what he was doing just to argue with a short-order cook. That right there showed everyone how lost King was getting, picking fights just to prove something that didn't need proving. And then there was the gun drama. Who could forget when T.I. and Boosie had to step in and check their sons on camera? King and Boosie's boy, Tootie Raw, were filming a music video, and instead of focusing on bars, they had guns all over the set like they were in a trap house instead of a studio. That clip went viral for a reason. You can literally hear T.I. saying, why y'all even toting guns when you got girls right here? He wasn't angry. He wasn't cussing them out. He was giving them the blueprint to avoid the mistakes that nearly ruined his own life.
I thought that was Lil Boosie. I was like, is that Boosie? Because the camera was cutting his head off a little bit.
He told them plain and simple, one wrong move with a gun or even drugs in the wrong place could get them locked up fast. Fans actually praised both dads for stepping in, saying it was refreshing to see them try to guide their kids instead of turning a blind eye. But
you shouldn't try to guide them. You should make them. You should have made him not do that video with guns. How old is he right about now? I gotta find out.
The problem was King wasn't listening. He heard the words, but it never sank in. He wanted the image, the street energy, even when the danger was right in front of his face. And that's the thing, King wasn't just reckless in public. His personal life had people talking too. When news broke about his baby mama, the internet lit up. The mother of his child, who goes by Big Nana, was rumored to be much older than him, and fans did not hold back. Some said she was only there for the money. Others called her a groupie trying to secure a check. The age gap had everybody gossiping, but King, he leaned into it with no shame. He threw her a baby shower, posted about the pregnancy, and when their son was born in November 2024, he couldn't stop bragging. He even dropped a song called Dear Son, writing about stepping up as a dad, and captioned a post with November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr., time to take over.
See, he 21, y'all. So when he was doing that video, shooting that video, he was probably 20. Shoot, I wish I did have a 20-year-old son shooting a video with all these guns and I didn't approve of it. I wish I did. Then you will clearly see how a father is supposed to act with your son. My nephew like to collect guns and do all this stuff. He ain't out here parading around doing all this stuff. That don't make no sense, man. You failed, bruh. That's all. Both of y'all failed as fathers. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Writing about stepping up as a dad, and captioned a post with November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr., time to take over. For a second, it looked like maybe fatherhood was the thing that would finally humble him, that maybe he'd start making better choices. But life doesn't wait. While King was holding his newborn, his arrest video was circling online, reminding everybody of the trouble that had already caught up to him. The craziest part about King Harris's story is how everything unfolded like a script people had already seen before. For years, fans, blogs, and even his own dad were warning that the path he was on was going to end ugly. From public meltdowns to flashing guns, he was stacking up problems like trophies. And when that 2024 arrest hit the internet, it felt like deja vu. Every mistake he made over the years had circled back and lined up against him, waiting to smack him down all at once. That BMW stunt where he almost slammed into the cop car wasn't just bad luck. It was the moment all the old warrants, reckless behavior, and ignored warnings finally caught up. What made it even heavier was the timing. Just weeks before that arrest, King had become a father. He was posting pictures of his newborn son, throwing up captions about stepping up as a man, and even dropping a track called Dear Son. For a second, people thought maybe he was ready to turn the page, like, here's a young dude finally realizing life ain't just about flashing money, flexing on social media, or pretending to be something he's not. But instead of settling into that new role as a father, King was facing a courtroom that could strip him from his child for 5 long years. That's what made this hit harder. It wasn't just about King being reckless anymore. Now he had someone depending on him, and that spotlight turned even harsher. Fans online didn't hold back either. Once the arrest video spread, reactions came from every corner. Some people laughed, calling it his street cred moment. One person even commented, "That man finally got his street cred. He been telling y'all he outside." That right there shows how twisted the culture can be. Because instead of focusing on his newborn or his music, people were treating a possible prison sentence like some kind of achievement. Others said he was enjoying it knowing the cameras were rolling, pointing out how calm he looked in the video, like it was all just another viral clip for the blogs. And truth be told, King did look way too relaxed for someone getting cuffed, like he was already used to the idea of being watched and judged by millions. But not everyone dragged him. Some folks actually tried to give him grace. A fan wrote, "He gonna be fine. He has been doing good since his son was born, so I'm wishing him blessings." Another pointed out that at least King wasn't fighting the cops or lashing out. He stayed respectful, which is rare in these kinds of viral videos. That's the flip side of the internet. Half the world clowning you, the other half rooting for your redemption. And when it comes to King, that split has been there for years. Some see him as just another entitled celebrity kid trying to act hard, while others see a young man struggling to figure himself out under the weight of a famous last name. Speaking of that famous last name, T.I.'s role in all this has people divided too. On one hand, you got fans dragging him, saying he failed as a father.
Yep.
The narrative floating around is brutal. All the money, fame, and wisdom in the world, and still his son spiraled. For someone like T.I., who's built his image as the OG dad, the wise mentor who lectures his kids on life lessons, watching King crash out this way is damaging to his brand. The internet loves to call out contradictions, and now people are saying, see, all that talking and he still couldn't save his own kid. On the other hand, there's another side of the audience that sympathizes with him. Because at the end of the day, T.I. didn't just ignore what was happening. He warned King, he sat him down, he lectured him on camera, and he even used his own past as a blueprint. You can't say he didn't try, but being a father isn't about controlling every move your kid makes, and that's what makes this so painful. Watching your child repeat your mistakes is a nightmare.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, y'all. Is that... I know he didn't say that.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Contradictions, and now people are saying, see, all that talking and he still couldn't save his own kid.
This the problem.
On the
right
other
here.
hand, there's another side of the audience that sympathizes with him. Because at the end of the day, T.I. didn't just ignore what was happening. He warned King, he sat him down, he lectured him on camera, and he even used his own past as a blueprint.
You don't embarrass the kid. That's one problem, T.I.
You can't say he didn't try, but being
right here.
And a father isn't about controlling every move your kid makes, and that's what makes this so painful.
A father is about controlling everything your kid, every step your kid makes, or every whatever the hell he said. That's parenting. That's what the problem is. It have to be more. I have to be more right, because I mean you gotta understand if you control everything he does, if he does something right, and then I don't have to control that. I mean, what you gonna do? Make him do the opposite? I don't have to control that because it's right. If he come home and do all his homework. I don't have to control when you doing your homework. You should do it you laying on the bed doing your homework. You should be sitting at the desk. Well, if you want to control that, then I'm the father. You sit at the desk and do your homework. What is the problem with these people? What?
And there's another side of the audience that sympathizes with him. Because at the end of the day, T.I. didn't just ignore what was happening. He warned King, he sat him down, he lectured him on camera, and he even used his own past as a blueprint.
You don't lecture him on camera.
Can't say
that's
he
what
didn't
the problem
try,
is.
but being a father isn't about controlling every move your kid makes. And that's what makes this so painful. Watching your child repeat your mistakes is a nightmare, especially when you already told them exactly how to avoid it. Let's not forget the way King's behavior had already been testing T.I. publicly. The Waffle House fight in 2022 embarrassed the whole family. That video went viral and had everybody clowning King, saying he looked entitled, spoiled, and out of control. T.I. went live afterward and you could hear the frustration in his voice. He was genuinely confused why his son even stopped to argue with the cook, saying it made no sense. And then came the gun situation with Boozie's son, where both dads had to step in and school their kids on camera. Imagine being a rap legend, having already survived jail time, federal cases, and street beefs, only to see your own son chasing the same disasters like it's a game. That has to sting, not just as a father, but as someone who tried to use his own mistakes to pave a safer road for the next generation. Still, no matter how frustrated T.I. gets, one thing has always been clear. His love for King doesn't change. Even with the internet tearing him apart, calling him a failed father, he's always made it clear he'll stand by his son no matter what. And if this 5-year sentence becomes real, you can bet he'll be sitting in that courtroom probably looking more hurt than angry, because disappointment fades, but the pain of seeing your child in shackles is something no parent is ever ready for. That's why this moment is deeper than just another viral story. It's a real-life test for both father and son. For King, it's about whether he finally learns that time really is the teacher his dad warned about. For T.I., it's about facing the reality that no matter how much guidance you give, your kids have to choose their own path, even if that path is straight into a jail cell. And the craziest twist in all this, King's situation is now shaping how people view the next generation of rap royalty kids. Instead of carrying their parents' legacies with pride, they're starting to look like they're more interested in chasing street drama than building empires. For King, the story isn't over yet, but one thing's for sure. He's learning the hard way that being the son of a hip-hop legend doesn't make you bulletproof. It just makes your mistakes louder, bigger, and broadcasted for the world to see. By now, King Harris has become a walking headline. Every move he makes gets dissected, judged, and turned into a debate. And honestly, the court situation only amplified what people had already been saying for years. His entire come-up has been less about music and more about chaos. And that's what makes this story so wild. He isn't just a regular young man dealing with mistakes. He's the son of a rap icon, which means every single slip is magnified 10 times over. The internet doesn't let him breathe. His Waffle House blow-up, his flexing with guns, his baby mama drama, and now the looming possibility of 5 years in prison. It's like the world has been waiting for the day he'd end up in cuffs, just to say, "We told you so." But if we're being real, King's story is bigger than just another celebrity kid wilding out. It's about the collision between fame, family legacy, and the pressure to prove yourself. King grew up with money, cameras, and opportunities most kids could only dream of. But instead of leaning into that privilege, he wanted to show he was outside. He wanted respect from the streets, not just recognition as T.I.'s son. That's why the internet clowning him about finally getting his street cred cut so deep, because it proves he was chasing something he thought would validate him, even if it meant risking everything. And now, with a newborn in the picture, those choices don't just affect him anymore. They affect his son, his family, and his father's legacy. Fans are divided because of that very point. Some say King is just young, making mistakes like anybody else, and with time, he'll mature and shift his focus. Others say he's too far gone, that he's addicted to the attention, and the courtroom is the only thing that's going to slow him down. The truth probably lies somewhere in between. King clearly has ambition. He drops songs, he promotes himself, he wants to be seen. But the question is, does he want to be seen as an artist, a father, or just another internet meme? Right now, his image is leaning toward the last one, and that's a dangerous place to be when judges are deciding your future. The irony is that T.I. has been through all this himself. He's fought federal cases, survived the streets, and even built his image as the family man who turned his life around. He knows exactly how fast things can go left, and that's why he was warning King as far back as 2022, when he said time is going to be his teacher. It wasn't just talk, it was experience. And now it looks like time is finally cashing in that lesson. What makes it harder, though, is the public perception. Because when you're famous, parenting isn't just private, it's a performance. Every time King messes up, people look at T.I. like it's his fault. They ignore the fact that he tried to guide his son, sat him down, even checked him publicly. The narrative becomes, he failed as a father. And that's brutal. It's one thing to watch your child struggle. It's another to have the world blame you for it. And that's what makes this situation so heartbreaking. The relationship between King and T.I. has always been complicated but close. On their podcast, you can see the bond. They joke, they debate, they talk real. That's not an absent father, that's a dad trying his hardest. So if King does get sentenced to 5 years, it's not just his life changing, it's his family's. For T.I., it'll feel like history repeating, watching his own blood go through the same system he fought to escape. For King's newborn, it means possibly growing up without his father around, at least for the first critical years. That's the ripple effect people forget when they turn these stories into memes. This isn't just entertainment, it's a real family dealing with real consequences. Still, the internet can't help itself. Some fans clown King, calling him spoiled, saying he threw away opportunities that others would kill for. Others defend him, pointing out he's young, still figuring life out, and fatherhood might actually be his saving grace. The reactions show how polarized people are. Half the world wants to see him fall. The other half is hoping for his redemption arc. And maybe that's the real story here. King Harris isn't just living his life. He's performing it under the spotlight, with millions of people acting like judges, waiting to see if he crashes out completely or finds a way to turn it all around. At the end of the day, the outcome is still uncertain. The judge could decide to make an example out of him, handing down the full 5 years. Or maybe the fact that he's a new father will earn him some leniency, giving him one last shot to prove he can change. Either way, the clock is ticking, and that moment in court is going to define him for years to come. This isn't just another viral clip anymore, it's a crossroads. And whether King Harris ends up remembered as a cautionary tale or a comeback story depends entirely on the choices he makes next. So what do you think? Is King really about to crash all the way out, or will fatherhood be the thing that finally pulls him back on track? One thing's for sure, the world is watching every single move. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment to let us know your thoughts.
Man, dude, T.I., first of all, man, T.I., I mean, you can't point the finger at somebody's son. I mean, you can't point the finger at the dad and say he didn't do a good job. He did the best job he could. T.I. probably, I don't know, but he probably didn't have a son in his, a father in his life. Now, what's going to happen with T.I.'s son, Mr. King? What's going to happen is you're going to be going in and out of jail, and that's going to become your known entertainment for us, your fans. Is he going in jail or is he not? Everybody going to be talking about the gun charges. They're going to be talking about all the bull job you talking online. You talking to somebody, you talking to the man and his mom, talking about his mama. People going to be talking about all that stuff instead of talking about what you want them to talk about, which should have been music. Then when you finally they get tired of hearing this mess, and you try to say, you know what, I need to focus on music. Since you ain't been focusing on it, and you don't have that fame behind your name, your music gonna sound whack. I make great music, but I don't have no fame behind my name. So people just say, oh, that's real good music. And I thank everybody, man. Shout out to everybody that heard the songs and all that good stuff. I will play one right now, but click on another video in the intro. Oh my gracious, they're saying that it's over. Man, we got 1, 2. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.